So this morning I went out to the Mercado Livrament in Stubble, which is just down there. It's a big fish market, it's a big market, and I went to get some oysters, which I love, by the way. And so I ate the oysters with some friends this morning, and I shucked them myself, and then I cleaned the oyster shells. And so these are the tops, and those are the bottom part. And I clean them so they're really, really clean inside. And so this is azurite, so it's a light blue azurite. This is lapis lazuli, which is really more expensive than gold. It was only ever used to paint the mantle of the Virgin. And this is vermillion, which is mercury sulfide, so it's actually quite toxic. This is rose madder, and I'm just grinding up some malachite to mix it up into paint as well. And of course, this is 24 karat shell gold, so the malachite is there. So it's sort of, I've already broken up some of it, and I put it in there. And these are dog's teeth, so the enamel on the teeth are really polished, so it's really good for burnishing. I'm just crushing the last bit of malachite into a fine powder, so you see how fine that is. And then I'm just going to scoop it into here. So let's get a little bit of malachite area going. So I got these in Japan. They're really great for scooping up pigment. I think I might have ground too much malachite, but that's all right. I can always use it later. Let's put this there. Let's add some water. And then I'm just going to, so I have a different brush for each color. So it's come up a little bit darker than I expected. It's more of a sap green, which is fine. I can add some white lead to it if I wanted to make it a little bit lighter. So you can see it's quite thick. I'm just going to add a little bit more water. So one of the great things about using the oyster shell is the white is so bright that you really see what the color is. And that's why I'm just sort of dropping one drop at a time at the top end, so it helps me to see the viscosity and the clarity of the color. I think I can add some more malachite into this. So the other great thing about this is what you do is you push the color up onto the sides, and you could really see the grittiness of the malachite. So I just need to sort of kind of whip that into it. I've already added some gum arabic. So I'm using some Winsor & Newton gum arabic. So let's just get some more malachite in there. I love these little Japanese pigment spoons, which I got at Sekaido in Japan. So I've crushed it, so it's really fine, but the pigment tends to stick to itself though. I'm just going to add some more pigment to this. I'll have to add some gum arabic as well, because that's quite a lot of pigment. It's kind of like making pasta, you know. You can really see the color starting to come up there. And as the liquid saturates the powder, it starts to, the gum arabic allows it to bind a little bit better. So that feels a little bit grittier. So that tells me that there's enough pigment to binder to water ratio in here. Malachite is so beautiful to paint with. That needs a little bit more water. See how it's looking? See how it's flowing? So that's a nice consistency. This will work well as a paint. And I just need to get this up on the side so that I can test it. Once the side's dry, I can test it to see if there's enough binder in it. Because I'll just have to run my finger over it. And if it comes off, if it flakes off, then it's obviously too, there's not enough binder in it. So I use the top side to balance the shell against, so that can go there. And so those are the colors: azurite, lapis lazuli, vermillion, rose madder, and malachite, and gold. So I'm using the gold as well. So it's the joy of manuscript decoration and illumination.